The narrative unfolds without direct speech, focusing on the protagonist's internal conflicts and reflections on identity. One character struggles deeply with the prospect of ending another man's life, a task complicated by personal connections and emotional history tied to a place called Big Hammock Park, a location he profoundly dislikes. This scenario evokes contemplations often heard, the hypothetical of advising one's younger self, and how experiences, even between genetically identical individuals, diverge due to distinct circumstances and upbringing. The story explores the interplay between nature and nurture, with the characters Henry and Junior demonstrating differences that stem from their unique environments. Their paths, shaped by disparate influences, eventually converge, culminating in mutual understanding and reconciliation. Throughout their journey, the narrative probes existential questions about life choices, regret, and the quality of advice one might impart to someone embarking on a different path, despite genetic similarity. Drawing from personal history, the narrator observes that connections to mistakes and regrets form a significant emotional backdrop. The relationship between parent and child, especially the presence of a devoted and affirming father figure, stands out as a gift that was denied to one but bestowed upon the other, adding further layers to their psychological makeup. These familial dynamics were intentionally constructed to impart strengths without the burden of pain, yet the outcomes remain unpredictable. The reflective tone deepens as one character describes the experience of encountering his younger self for the first time, enabled by remarkable technological advancements in the story's world. This moment, powerful and unsettling, transcends mere nostalgia. The younger likeness strikes an emotional chord with both the observer and those around him. The encounter highlights differences in sensibility and behavior that are shaped by age, experience, and personality. The discussion shifts to the actor embodying these roles. Praised for his talent, versatility, and ability to portray complex emotional states, he navigates the challenge of distinguishing between two leading characters whose traits are shaped by time and circumstance. The seasoned actor's maturity enables a nuanced portrayal, something unobtainable at a younger age, had the technological reversal occurred. As the narrative nears its conclusion, attention turns to the protagonist's introspective journey. The challenge of facing one's past is dissected. Wisdom gained through error and regret does not guarantee the younger self would accept counsel, even if given the opportunity. The stubbornness of youth and the hopefulness behind its ideas, though sometimes misguided, still retain value. Ultimately, the narrator acknowledges the futility of advising his younger incarnation, choosing instead to allow him to persist on his path, recognizing that some lessons must be learned independently. The core of what makes Gemini Man so remarkable is the technology behind it. It enables the creation of a scene where a 50-year-old and a 23-year-old version of the same person can interact in a photorealistic manner. This progress has reached a point where filmmakers can generate a human who looks identical to what one would expect a young Will Smith to resemble. In the production, Will Smith fought a younger version of himself. Since filming him twice was impossible, they opted for a digital approach. This was a groundbreaking achievement, the first time anyone had entirely created a human using 100% CGI. The process involved capturing Will Smith's performance and emotions at different ages, then digitally reconstructing his younger self. During principal photography, Will played both his older character and the junior version, with visual effects teams stepping in during the motion capture, mocap phase, to have him perform as the junior. They then replaced the actual plates with a fully CGI version of the younger Will, resulting in a living, breathing digital replica. Creating a digital human is considered one of the most challenging tasks in visual effects. The journey to this point took 26 years, building on past successes and failures. It required inventing new technology and innovating beyond previous techniques, thanks to a team at Weta that developed advanced methods to achieve this level of realism. The process involved meticulous attention to detail, capturing every muscle movement, facial expression, and emotion, all based on Will Smith's actual performance. Special efforts were made to faithfully reproduce characteristic features such as his expressive eyes, eyebrows, and mouth, which are vital for conveying authenticity. The attempt to produce a convincing digital human is driven by the desire to evoke a connection with the audience. The team emphasized that the key is not just technical perfection, but also emotional resonance and drama. Ang Lee, the director, prefers a philosophical and nuanced approach focusing on the emotional trajectory of the characters. Their task was to make Junior look as real as possible, capturing subtle cues like muscle flexing and skin texture variations, such as blood flow, sweat, and even how pores collapse when someone smiles. To achieve this, they utilized sophisticated models for skin shading, which describe the physical properties of skin pigmentation and the behavior of light. This approach results in a more realistic, view-dependent appearance that had not been explored before. Every small detail, from wrinkles to the way light interacts with the skin, contributes to the sense of realism. Additionally, the facial performance is meticulously crafted through a combination of facial rigs, motion capture, and detailed muscle references, ensuring that every nuance of Will Smith's expressions is faithfully recreated. The digital process involves complex layered techniques, including capturing performances via multiple cameras, infrared markers, and high-resolution filming. This data is processed with exceptional solvers at WIDA, which help animate the digital characters with authentic muscle movements and facial details. The team also incorporated new skin shader models and effects, such as sweat and skin shine, which are tailored dynamically based on the scene's emotional intensity. Throughout the production, the emphasis remained on drama and emotion over technical perfection alone. Director Ang Lee's insights often involve philosophical discussions about the character's emotional endpoint, ensuring that Digital Junior not only looks realistic, but also resonates humanely. They aim to create characters that viewers would like and connect with, emphasizing that the success of digital humans relies on the careful balance between technical innovation and heartfelt storytelling. Challenges in filming, such as the need to portray one actor in multiple roles simultaneously, were addressed through innovative techniques. They employed an A-side, B-side approach, filming scenes with stand-ins and later digitally swapping performances. Will Smith's performances at different ages were captured using head rigs and performance suits, then processed through advanced motion capture, mocap systems that tracked facial expressions and body movements with extraordinary precision. Ultimately, their goal was to produce seamless, emotionally compelling characters that could carry authentic performances. The work required immense craftsmanship, artistry, and painstaking effort, representing a milestone in the evolution of digital humans. The project exemplifies how emerging technologies can be harnessed to tell intimate human stories in ways that were previously unimaginable, seamlessly blending artistry and innovation. Gemini Man is described as an intelligent action film directed by the visionary Ang Lee, a master of action sequences. The film maintains the audience's intense engagement for over 90 minutes. Ang Lee brought a lot of passion to the project and knew precisely the tones and feelings required for the action scenes, which were carefully choreographed to reflect this vision. The action is infused with emotion, a hallmark of Ang Lee's filmmaking style. The anticipation of working with Ang Lee is mixed with surprise, as he is known for throwing unexpected challenges. The director's approach created a fun learning experience for the team. The film's settings are crucial to Ang Lee, who sought locations that serve as impressive backdrops while showcasing the beauty of the countries where the story takes place. The production shot scenes in Savannah, Colombia, Budapest, and Cartagena, each location adding unique textures to the film without distracting from the performances. The historic walls and vibrant environments enhanced the visuals, including scenes with motorcycles riding atop ancient structures. Cartagena, with its vibrant and historic atmosphere dating back to the 1600s, provided an excellent filming location filled with charm and engaged locals eager to see their city reflected on screen. The production involved closing 60 to 80 streets, operating with 70 trucks and a crew of 500 on streets that are centuries old. The action sequences feature car crashes and high-speed motorcycle chases, with Ang Lee employing long single shots to capture dynamic action. This required specialized equipment that had to be made lighter and more compact for high-speed filming. Will Smith performed committedly through challenging stunts, including 45-second to minute-long motorcycle chases, navigating pedestrians, animals, and obstacles while carrying a heavy camera rig. The stunts also employed innovative techniques, such as bike fu, where motorcycles were utilized as props in fights to create realistic effects. The action team took pride in creating sequences that felt authentic and thrilling. Training was rigorous for the actors, especially Mary, who underwent boxing, jiu-jitsu, and grappling sessions to convincingly portray her role in intense fight scenes. Her training was led by stunt coordinator J.J. Perry, who fostered a positive and confident environment. Realism was a priority for Ang Lee, who wanted the fight scenes to make sense for the characters involved. Mary demonstrated skill in roles and fight choreography, adapting to the demands of the scenes. The film features various dramatic sequences, including a climactic one in Glenville, a small town near Savannah, where Henry Brogan comes to Junior's hometown and is ambushed, leading to explosive action involving RPG hits and practical effects, such as propane poppers and detonating cord used to simulate destruction. This finale blends visual spectacle and story closure with a surprising twist. Other major set pieces include an intense minigun sequence where practical damage was painstakingly rigged on walls, bottles, and props to create authentic bullet effects using thousands of breakaway items and explosives. The filming took place in chaotic, noisy, and physically demanding conditions, with the cast and crew pushing through to capture the desired intensity. The film's technical achievements are notable, blending 3D, 4K, and 120 frame rate filming to reduce motion blur during high-speed chases, which requires actors and stunt teams to move at breakneck speeds. The experience of working with Ang Lee is described as a journey in search of truth, with the director demanding thorough study and deep understanding of each scene rather than settling for superficial coolness. The combination of Jerry Bruckheimer's production style with Ang Lee's visionary direction is seen as brilliant, resulting in a vast and expansive film that travels the world, true to the epic nature of its story. This blend of artistic and technical expertise makes Gemini Man a unique and memorable film in the action genre. The scene unfolds with precision and coordination, as one participant prepares to fire 2 shots while another is assigned a single shot. The training requires the use of both hands, emphasizing focus and control. Ang Lee's creative process emerges as deeply human-centered. His filmmaking revolves around the essence of human experience, where every aspect of technology and character creation reflects his philosophical perspective. Each element he crafts becomes an attempt to communicate a personal understanding of what it means to be human. The story concept of a man confronting his younger self in an existential, action thriller environment captures an irresistible intrigue. It symbolizes the struggle between past and present identities under extraordinary circumstances. Lee's cinematic mastery, backed by 3 Academy Awards earned across vastly different genres, demonstrates his range and adaptability. Colleagues recognize his strength in enriching the emotional depth of storytelling and enhancing the authenticity of character experiences. His involvement in this project carries the expectation of nuanced emotional resonance and technical brilliance. Determined to push the boundaries of cinema into a new era, Lee insists on innovation. The production employs advanced methods, including filming in 3D and 4K at 120 frames per second, which surpasses the standard 24 frames per second. This approach produces a hyper-real visual texture free of motion blur, offering unprecedented clarity and immersion. His collaborators observe his meticulous attention to detail and his visionary understanding of imagery. Lee's conviction is uncompromising. He believes that 3D should only be experienced at 120 frames per second, asserting that anything less diminishes quality. The higher frame rate demands sharper precision from every aspect of production, elevating the expectations placed on the crew. Even when adapted to a traditional 24-frame version, the footage retains a smoother flow, benefiting from its high-fidelity origins. For Lee, immediacy in cinema is pivotal. He strives to make audiences feel intimately connected to the narrative, whether through quiet, emotional exchanges or adrenaline-filled sequences. Creative discussions center not on machinery or technique, but on how images evoke emotional responses and how each shot captures the energy between actor and camera. Observers describe the filmmaking experience as akin to storytelling within virtual reality, each image holding an almost tangible presence. Unlike traditional filmmaking confined to a two-dimensional XY axis, Lee's vision introduces a new Z-axis, expanding cinematic space into a fully immersive dimension. His approach resonates particularly with younger generations who are accustomed to high frame rates and digital realism. As technology evolves, Lee and his peers recognize that future filmmakers will increasingly explore these tools to redefine storytelling. The coming decade promises groundbreaking experimentation and artistic expansion in digital cinema. Behind the scenes, Lee's directing style reveals quiet power. A few softly spoken words to an actor transform performances entirely, reflecting his profound ability to mold emotion and realism. His method demands subtlety performers must remain alert, natural, and genuine, as high-definition cameras reveal every nuance of expression. He encourages a new mode of acting restrained, yet intensely alive, where exaggerated gestures no longer hold weight. His use of advanced technology consistently serves a single purpose: to enhance emotional truth and explore how innovation resonates within the human spirit. Lee's collaborators describe him as a visionary and artist devoted not only to the craft, but to the meaning behind it. For him, even violence in film must carry intention, prompting reflection and dialogue rather than spectacle. Each creative choice must express something genuine about humanity. At the emotional core of the project lies fear and vulnerability. Beneath the technical complexity, the narrative delves into personal anxieties and existential questions, ranging from the primal fear of drowning to the more profound terror of self-examination. The film's foundation is intricate and twisting, shaped by drama and heart. Though technology serves as the enabling force, art remains the ultimate aim. For Ang Lee and his collaborators, filmmaking remains a profoundly human pursuit and evolving dialogue between innovation and emotion.